I think Supercross is a massive part of racing, you know, and it's sort of gone off the radar a little bit here in Australia after the Super-X. That come in hard. It's dropped off a little bit, but we're seeing it coming back up, which is exciting because for the up-and-coming young kids, Supercross is very important, as you know. Going to America, that's their sort of number one thing. So I think it's good to be doing both. It breaks it up a little bit, racing motocross all year. You get to the end and you're looking forward to riding Supercross, vice versa with Supercross. So it makes it interesting.
Yeah, Supercross in Australia, I think it's on the rebound at the moment. I think the tracks could be a little bit better, but all in all, you have to be solid indoors and outdoors to have a ride, and yeah, it's definitely an important part of our sport.
Yeah, so Supercross in Australia, it's getting bigger and better every year. I mean, we had 13 and 14, it started to, you know, die down a little bit, and we struggled to get numbers. But I think now with new promoters like Scott Bannon and those guys, running a great series and bringing Americans over, I think it's just going to get bigger and better with years to come. Yeah, so for me, Supercross is important, especially this year. Got to go out and have a good season this year. For motocross, for me, hasn't been exactly what I wanted. So we'll look to Supercross, try and turn things around, and I'm feeling good. The bike's good, and we've got good tracks and good facilities and everything. So we'll look to turn this year around and just have a good season with a great team, and I'm looking forward to it.
Supercross here in Australia is growing, and I think it's really good to see, especially like I've grown up racing Supercross, and you know, as a racer, we've always aspired to, you know, we look over to the US and, you know, look at the size of their series, and you know, it's growing and it's building, and it's awesome for us guys. I think to have another series apart from the motocross series is great, and all these guys that are having a go at promoting, like Scotty Bannon and the AME guys with the aus-x Open, it's yeah, it's really exciting, and I love it.
Yeah, the Australian Supercross series, obviously it's still reasonably new again, you know, they've just sort of started up again last year kind of thing, and I think it's kind of difficult sometimes for us compared to, like, say, America and stuff like that, where they've got a lot of test tracks and stuff like that they can go and access and ride as much as they want and get a big pre-season into it. You know, we don't have a lot of time after motocross. It's only like 2 or 3 weeks, and it's hard to find tracks. You know, everyone's sort of, you gotta kind of try and find private tracks in people's backyards and stuff like that, which makes it difficult. And yeah, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's good for obviously the spectators and stuff like that, and the more exposure we get, the better. So I think it's definitely growing, and probably it's going in the right direction. So yeah, hopefully we can get some more tracks in the next few years and so over here, and some clubs and stuff like that can start having some practice tracks that the people coming through, like in juniors and stuff, we never, or especially where I'm from, but even down here this way, there's not many tracks the kids growing up can get onto and ride before they go pro. You know, that's what I struggled with last year. I'd never even seen a Supercross track in person before the first time I rocked up and had to ride one a couple weeks before round one. So it's definitely difficult, but yeah, I think in the future that'll probably change a bit, hopefully, and the better the series grows, the more support it'll have, and it'll get better and better.